this video is only going to go over examples 3a and b, and you try 3 because the last video stopped at example 2 and you try example 2a and b, and you try 2. Okay? So I'm only going over examples 3a and b, and you try 3. Okay, so in this video again, I'm just going to go over these last 3 problems that were not included in the other video. So we need to remember, first of all, what is the derivative of cotangent? And if you recall, the derivative of cotangent was negative cosecant. Okay, so that's what we're going to do first, is we're going to do the negative cosecant squared of 2y to the third, because that's our first thing. We take the derivative of the actual trig function. Then we're going to multiply that by the derivative of 2y to the third. So that's going to be 6y squared. And we're going to put dy dx on that because we are going to then take the derivative of that. Okay, then we're going to do our other values over here, and that's going to be the derivative of 2x squared is going to be 4x, and the derivative of 1 is 0. And I'm going to go ahead and write that there because I need you guys to remember that. So now obviously that's going to go away, right? So that's just going to end up being 4x over there. So I'm going to put my 4x over there, okay? And that's going to be equal to, and everything over here on the left is being multiplied, right? So because everything on the left is being multiplied, then we can divide by everything on the left, right? So, because it's really multiplied by that dy dx too, okay? So we can divide by all that. So that's minus the cosecant squared of 2y to the third times 6y squared, right? Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and divide all of that over here, okay? So that's, and I'm going to change the order of it a little bit. I'm going to do minus 6y, and I'm going to do then my cosecant of my 2y to the third, because we would be multiplying that, right? And then, actually, let's move this thing over. Let's see if I can move it over some. And that, yeah, I forgot my squared right there. Don't want to forget that. So, that then is equal to my dy over my dx, right? dy over dx, which is what we're supposed to be solving for, right? Okay. So now, do you notice the 4 over the negative 6? Me too. So that means our actual answer, dy over dx, is going to be 4 over 6 reduces to be 2 over 3, right? So this whole term is going to be negative. So this is going to be 2x, right, over 3y squared. Then we've got our cosecant of our 2y to the third, right? Okay? So this is our final answer. Whole term's negative, right? And remember, it reduces, okay? So that's really the key. So our next problem, draw a line down here, okay? Is, okay, so again, if we take the derivative of the 5x squared, that's going to be 10x. And then this next one has a y in it, so I'm going to do it in red. So that's going to be e. Remember, e to anything is itself, right? E to the y to the second. Now we're going to multiply that times 2 times 4. We're going to take the derivative of the 4y to the second. So that's going to be 8y. And again, this is going to be dy dx, right? There's my dy dx, because that's just a y, okay? And then over here on the right, the derivative of negative 6 is just 0, right? Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that 10x on the left, 10x on the left, and I'm going to move my negative term to the other side, because then we're going to divide by it, okay? So this is going to be equal to, now it's positive e 4y to the second times 8y dy over dx, right? So here again, we are going to divide. Let's see if we can find another color here. Here, there we go. Maybe. Okay. So now we're going to divide by all this stuff, right? E to the 4y squared times 8y, okay? So here again, we're going to divide both sides by that, right? So I'm going to put my 8y right there again, and then e to the 4y squared, right? So now all that's gone from both sides, and we're left with dy over dx, right? So we got our dy over dx equals 10x over 8y e to the 4y squared, right? Oh, I see something else that can be reduced, don't y'all? Yeah, 10 and 8, right? So both of these can be reduced. So that would be 5 and that would be 4. So our final answer then is going to be 5x. If my pen decides to write, 5x over 4y e to the 4th y to the 2nd up there, right? That's our power, right? And that's going to be equal to our dy dx. Okay, one more. All right, so this next one, again, I'm going to take the derivative of 5x. That's going to be 5. The derivative of 5 is 0, and I'm going to put that up there because I'm trying to help y'all remember that you got to do that. That's going to be equal to, now what is the derivative of cosecant? Isn't the derivative of cosecant negative cosecant cotangent? Yeah, so this is going to be negative cosecant of our 3y to the 3rd cotangent of our 3y to the 3rd. And then we're going to take that derivative of 3y to the 3rd. Actually, let's move this over again. I moved it over a little bit. So, and then we still got to take the derivative of what? That 3y to the 3rd, right? So that's going to be 9y squared. And I got our dy dx here, right? Okay. So now, once again, that's going to go away. So we're going to be left with that 5 over there, right? And we're going to divide by all of this, okay? That's what we're about to do. So don't overthink this. I'm going to just reorganize it, right? So I'm going to say over minus 9y squared. That kind of helps me see whether I can reduce it or not, right? And then cosecant of 3y to the 3rd. And cotangent of 3y to the 3rd. And that's going to be equal to our what? That's equal to our dy over dx, right? And we are done with yet another. Okay?